can't break a man the way you break a dog or a horse. The harder you beat a man, the taller he stands. To break a man's will, to break his spirit, you have to break his mind. Men have this idea that we can fight with dignity, that there's a proper way to kill someone. It's absurd. It's an aesthetic. We needed to endure the bloody horror of murder. You must destroy that idea. Show him what a messy, terrible thing it is to kill a man, and then show him that you relish in it. Shoot the wound, then execute the wounded. Burn them. Take them in close combat. Destroy the preconceptions of what a man is, and you become their personal monster. When they fear you, you become stronger. You become better. But let's never forget, it's a display. It's a posture, like a lion's roar or a gorilla thumping at his chest. If you lose yourself in the display, if you succumb to the horror, then you become the monster. You become reduced. Not more than a man, but less. And it can be fatal. I'll tell you what's sick. People in the UK, in the US, fucking Canada, Sweden, they pay their taxes and some remote piloted drone fires a missile into a public market to hit some warlord. Yeah, so maybe war doesn't happen for another 6 months and the price of their gluten-free sorghum bread stays low. It's not sick to harm people. It's sick to bump off their crooks and dictators in protection of our interests and then call it international justice. These people don't have remote piloted drones guarding their interests 10,000 miles away. They don't have a war machine paid for with taxes. Where I am, they usually don't even have a fucking government. The drone is the oppressor. The gluten-free sorghum bread is the oppressor. The AK-47 is the great equalizer. I spent a year in Black Beach once, in the dark. It's a hellhole. Covered in raw sewage. Guards breaking some inmates' fingers with a hammer just out of pure fucking meanness. Men die of starvation there all the time. I saw a guy in the opposite cell catch a rat with his teeth. Because they had him in handcuffs 24 hours a day for 2 months. He couldn't eat. Seeing someone do that, he was weeping while he crushed it to death in his mouth. Seeing his eyes, his face, it's madness. He was dead 3 days later. You see these APR kids, or UFLL kids, or whoever's listening to these damn broadcasts on the radio. Bantue, Tambosa, I can't even remember who, because what's the difference? Glassy-eyed little shit shouting out in support of whatever propaganda, lies, bullshit's being spouted at them. It's absurd. These guys are already dead. They're blowing each other away for someone else. Tambosa, Bantue, UFLL, APR. There's no popular resistance, no liberty or labor. There's no ideology at all. There isn't even a desire to win. There's no sense in it. No sense in it at all. What would it matter if we butchered the lot of them? Would it change anything? So a firefight today. A little skirmish broke out of this roadblock when some APR guys got lost in the truck. Maybe 5 or 6 of them trading fire with the UFLL guys manning the CP. Went on for 20 minutes. Guys popping up from behind rocks to spray a few shots. Randomly at each other. All of them almost too afraid to die. When it was over, the 2 UFLL guys who were unhurt ended up running off into the jungle terrified. I went down and had a look around. The guy had been shot through the stomach. A bloody mess. He saw me and whimpered at me to finish him off. Funny how guys get shot because they're too afraid to die, and they're lying there dying, and they're too afraid to live. Idiots. What's the difference? Same job, really. You get up, you get on the phone, you meet your clients, you discuss a fair price. You make a delivery and receive payment. Sounds boring, but it's not. It's just simple. I'm doing what men have been doing for thousands of years, trading one thing for another. If it's you who wants to attach morality to it, make it evil. Insane. People who work in gun factories in Belgium or the States, they're unionized, right? You think kids making radios in Bangladesh pull down 40 grand a year on a 40-hour week? You start thinking too much about morality. That's insane. What do you think you're going to achieve with this interview? You think somebody in the Pentagon's going to read it and come after me? Shit, no. I'm a necessary evil. They want me here. They're glad I'm here. Because if I wasn't, they might have to come try to stem the tide. It would be thankless and worthless, and once the bodies started coming home in bags, they're screwed. A dead 23-year-old from Iowa gets more airtime than the death of 50,000 people he gave his life to protect. So even if they did give a shit, their own media prevents them from taking action.
That was him on the tape. Do you know I have covered 16 wars across Africa? 16. And every time he has been there, selling his weapons and making a fortune while millions of people suffer and die. He thinks he can continue to do his work in secret.